This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, very good morning and good evening, everyone. Welcome back. So last session, we were discussing about how do we deploy our application, but we thought of making some changes basically, right? So we call that intelligent. Yeah, we found out some problems were there, and what all the problems we identified was some port issues. Okay, so by default, you are actually reaching on 8080 ports. But 8080 port is not the ports which we are using on the load balancer. It is actually 80 port, and that's where wherever no, those port changes need to be done. So we need to make those particular changes. Yeah. So where is my code? Ansible. So we identified the problem is with the first one is we try to add it to cart didn't work. Okay, so let's go to the cart service and find it out where's main.yml file or templates system.service file. So here it is telling Redis host, which is fine, and a catalog host is also, which is fine. Domain, okay, but where the port actually came, this is no. Okay. First add to cart is the problem, huh? Okay, I also don't remember. So let's go to dev.azure.com. Let's go to 53. Let's run the pipelines. Releases. And first VPC. Snag gateway, it takes little time. Okay, so the next one is databases. Oh, this is waiting for the workstation because it uses workstation. 53. So workstation agent we are using here. So that's where it is waiting. Let's go and start it. So something failed on the database supply side. Yeah, this issue somehow we are facing it. If we rerun again, it's actually going through. Let's see. We already observed this. Need to fix this somehow. All right, this is done, and the next component is going to be is front end. Front end, yeah. All right, so the front end is done. So then we'll go with the ALB. In the meantime, so let's try to do one thing. The infrastructure dev create, edit it. We already made all the pipeline, all the options. Let's schedule it. So here, there's a schedule option also. Like every day, rather than at the coming to the session, I'm doing it. So probably what I'll do is I will just schedule it. So to run it, my timing. So before to the session. So that means I'll run it at 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock, I will trigger this particular pipeline automatically. Okay. So then, yeah. So then the things will work. Okay. But the databases, we need to turn on the instance also. So let me give a try on that. So here, you're having environment variables. Yes. The agent is this one, right? So, okay, here is the chicken egg problem. Huh? All right. So here at the, I would like to add one more stage, and the repos are really not necessary. I would like to, so workstation, to just power up the workstation, I'm just putting one more task. Over here, it's actually going to be, I will choose AWS Ubuntu 18 version because the AWS CLI is having some problem in 20 version. Okay, so now I want to turn on a machine. So AWS CLI, how to power on a machine. Yeah. So AWS EC2 to turn on the machine, I think run hyphen instances, I think. Um, so power on EC2 instance CLI. Start hyphen instances is there. All right. So here what I need to do is instances IDs. All right. So I just go here and say that AWS EC2, start instances and instance IDs. And the instance IDs, I wanted to give the instance ID of this particular instance. So is the instance, and I will just go and turn on this instance. Okay. So after this, I'll just sleep for some 30 seconds and then I'll proceed it. Okay. So by the time the agent will come up, the server will come up. Okay. And now I will say this should run after a stage of workstation. Okay, the databases should be there. So, and this is scheduled every, a half an hour before the session, so that automatically this pipeline will run and will ensure that everything is fine. So in between, so the databases is actually failing. Okay, so so the databases is failing. So that's where I will say here, even though it's a failure, so don't worry, pipe through I'm giving. If it is a failure, so that MySQL issue is happening, I'll come and rerun once. That's it. Everything goes away. Smooth. Let's see. Okay, if we can able to fix that issue, that's okay. It's fine. And yeah, I wanted to do releases. The LV is done. Let's go to the card, create a release, and everything. Catalog, create a release, and front end is already done. Payment, create a release. Shipping, create a release, and user, create a release. It's almost taking a very decent time to set up the things, half an hour. Okay. So it started creating one by one. So Dave came for cart. It came to it came to payment, and then the shipping, and then the user. So then we'll go and validate our application. So what all the changes we need to make it. should have noted that day. The last piece. Okay, all right, all the components are done. Now, in the meantime, so I will go with our front end. The front end will not be running. Why? Because the DNS records are all created just now. So I just go there, do ls, and systemctl status njnx. It will not be running. So just give restart njnx. Now give status nginx. It would be running. Okay, so now if I go to the load balancers and it's okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're not getting the categories yet. Why? Okay, let's take a look. The one problem is the configuration of the front end. So vam/etc njnx and then default.de and then roboshop.conf file. So here is the problem. First problem on the front end side. So let's go to the front end and fix on the front end code. So here I have templates roboshop.conf file. So here we are actually keeping 8080. So remove 8080. Okay, so this is what I'm looking first thing. So since I go the multi okay, so this is the first change, and this change should lead to creating a new AMI. Okay, so if I have an AMI only, it will work. So that's where I'll just go with repos ctd 53 shop project cd rs hyphen front end ls bit space tag hyphen list. What all the tags I have? So now I have what is the tagging I'm following? By the way, I created so many, but I think this is the number I'm following. Okay, so git tag this one and sorry 19. Okay, if I'm not wrong, let's go to the pipelines and take a look. Pipelines and rs hyphen front end itself is not there. Okay, so I will do that, and I'll go to RoboShop and front end. Okay, and you have Azure pipelines.yml file. So here what I'm doing here, I'm just copying the localhost compile and everything and publishing it here. But this is not actually we're doing for other things now. If I go to the rs catalog, so we actually change this to publishing the artifacts to universal packages. So these are the steps which we are doing now. Okay, I'll go to the front end Azure pipelines. So you need to publish them. I think we are doing the same thing. Yeah, which is fine. Localhost.conf file and localhost is really not needed. Only the static configuration is needed. That's All right, and this is the one. Okay, and the next thing is okay, if I push this particular code, it space tag hyphen hyphen tags. So some change you made it. Now I'll go to the new pipeline here, and I will say it's a Azure repos, and it is RS front end. Y'all, hey, no, no, front end edit. You already have it, yeah. Okay, so that should be going to the releases and triggering the front end for that. Okay, so let's go to the front end, and already this started where it's just downloading the packages. So this is for 0.19. I don't want it, I want it for 20. So I think anything is also okay, but still, yeah, latest one, let it pick it up and let it come, and in the next run it actually get changes. Okay, so which is fine. All right, so that's okay. So the first part is front end. Until then it's okay. So now if I try to refresh, you're still not getting the list of categories. Okay, where is the problem? Let's go and find it out. In the load balancers, you go to the listeners, you have your edit rules. No, actually I want to go to the um, target group, and I want to check the health of my first targets, which is healthy, because that's the reason I'm getting this particular web page. Okay, now where is the problem I'm getting is I'm not able to get the list of these things, right? So that means let me go to the catalog server and see what's wrong there. So SSH, so systemctl status catalog. It's actually showing it is fine. So, but actually, if I look tail hyphen or systemctl restart catalog, systemctl restart catalog, and tail hyphen f slash var log messages. And over here it is telling MongoDB connected, and this one is also fine. And now if I just go here and try to refresh, I'm still not getting the categories. Okay, where could be the problem? I did not restarted Nginx, so systemctl, I restarted the configuration, restart Nginx. Yeah, so tail hyphen f slash var log Nginx and then access.log. Still not getting, and when it tries to contact the catalog, actually it's getting 499 response. So that means what is still wrong? So vim slash etc nginx and then default.en roboshop.conf file. Here I didn't change the ports at all. So colon %ls slash colon 8080 slash. Okay, so now let's go and try to refresh here. You're getting the list of items, which is fine here. Okay, so let's go to the register, and I'm logging into user service. So I will just go to the user server, user box, here it is, and SSH this one, tail hyphen f slash var log messages. Okay, so now I'll try to register. I'll just say that okay, so this registration is fine. All right, so the next one is yesterday we are having a problem with the cart, right? So let's go to the cart server and take a look. The cart server, just go here and as a search, take this one, ls and the system ctl, or basically cat slash etc system d and then system slash cart.service. So here you're having the catalog, this one only, but there is a small problem that it's in the code of cart. It is actually pointing to 8080 port. If I go to the server.js file, so actually you're having a catalog host, or if you search for catalog host, and if you look in here, actually using 8080 port. So this one I need to modify, and I will say this done plus and done here plus here. So I'm going to change it as catalog host port, catalog port. Okay, so I will just take a catalog port. Anywhere else is there? No. So catalog port by default I'm going to give as 8080. Okay, so this one. Put this and the catalog underscore port. If I don't give anything, it's 8080. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Put it in string only. Okay, pushing the code and cd.rs hyphen cart for now. So git space tag hyphen list. What is the last tag? So git space tag hyphen so git space tag 5 git space push tag. You push the tags. So you created a tag and you pushed it. So that CI also will run now, and it will call the release of CI, and it creates the AMI and it goes with. Okay, that's the other thing. Let it go. AMI is happening. All right. Until then, I know what to do. So that's where I'll just just fix it. cd/home and then cart. So cd/home and then RoboShop and then cart am server.js. JDL restart cart. So tail-f slash var log messages. Okay, let me go to the product and click on add to cart. I click on add to cart. Now it is added to the cart. Click on checkout, and you got a list of countries and Sydney, and calculate and confirm. So confirm is not happening. So confirm will try to do something, and that's not happening. So let's go to the shipping service. Shipping hyphen dev. Just take this, go here and do this. All right. So now here the same problem. cat/etc system d and then system slash. And also in the meantime, so here on the cart side you have systemd.service. So here it is underscore port, and actually it's going to be 80. Okay, something I need to modify. Okay, cool. And shipping, right? Shipping.service file. Now if you see here, it here I have 8080 port. So where I have to change here is shipping. So shipping in the place I have to change it. Here is fine. Okay.
Raghu, are you going through the terminal to these servers? You're going through your like workstation, I mean.
Yeah, through workstation, right. So yeah, so I think this also requires the shipping image, and so let the shipping image happen. So the shipping image happens only if you make some tag, but you don't have any kind of changes, but that's okay. I'll just create a tag, which space tag hyphen list. It is so it space get space tag and 3 space tags. Okay, so that lead to something. Now, is there any changes in the front end servers? Since we applied a new AMI, the front end dev is still there. Yeah, we need to configure a little bit some extra things to make the things affected. We'll talk about that. For now we're just fixing the things, so let's fix the things. So here I'm just going to do them manually. So this one, and so here it is 84. Okay, now the systemctl daemon hyphen reload and systemctl restart shipping. Okay, go to the instances, and I will just say not instances. Go to the UI, go to the again once again to the cart. Let's check out once again. Yeah, now it went through. Now it goes to the payment. So probably on the payment side, just click on pay now. The payment is not happening. Okay, so the pay now is payment. Here it is. Okay, so now here what it is telling, so tail hyphen slash var log messages. So the payment is actually happening. So here also the payment is also same problem. So the port issue here is like it is a system slash payment dot service file. Here I don't see any ports actually here, but on the code side I'm having some ports. So that's where I'll go to here. Go to the payment, and I will say the payment.py file. So here you're having cart host, user underscore host. So these are actually reaching over 8080 port. Okay, so if you want to put directly, you can do this, or else you can parameterize that. So you can say that it is user, and it's actually going to be user port. Okay, so comma user port is equal to user underscore port. Okay, this is the variable. Now where is this variable is actually coming from here. Okay, so here the user underscore port, and it's actually going to be 8080 by default if you don't pass anything. If you pass something, then it will take that. So the same way here it is, and here it's going to be cart underscore port. So if no one passes anything, that it's 8080. Okay, so that's how I made it. Now this is user port, and the same way you have some other places also 080. So here also I have. So so then user port comma user port is equal to user underscore port. Okay, so then here so cart port comma cart port is equal to cart underscore port. Okay, this is what I wanted to make some changes. I will just push these particular changes cd.rs hyphen payment and space tag hyphen list and git space tag 0.0.3 and git space push hyphen tags. Okay, done. So this also will create one tag and it will create one AMI. Okay, in the meantime, so cd slash home roboshop payment and I will empty this payment dot ini payment dot py file. So vim payment dot py file and so let me take this code and put it here. Okay, that's first thing. Second thing is vim slash etc system d and then system slash in the meantime here also I should be doing something like this payment here also should be doing here. So here. So this is a cart underscore port, which is 80 port. Then user underscore port is 80 port. Okay. So these are the things which you additionally need to do there. Yeah. So VM systemd and then payment.service file. So here. User underscore port 80 ctl daemon hyphen reload. Restart payment. Okay, cool. So now if I go and say that if I click on pay now, so what is error? Tail hyphen f slash var log messages. No Python application form. Check up the starter errors. ps hyphen ef pipe refer payment and then hyphen 9 do this payment systemctl restart payment tail hyphen f slash var log messages. So invalid syntax. Somewhere we got commas are missing. Here, comma should be there. Comma should be there. Comma should be there. Okay, now click on pay now. Payment is happening, but it is not redirected into the next page. Even if I go to card checkout, error placing order. So, and if you take a look here, so user underscore port is not defined. So this is the problem. So VIM/etc system D and then system slash payment.service file, and yeah, user underscore port cart underscore port. Then what is the error? What it didn't found? User underscore port. So systems. Okay, so in the payment.py file, I think I made something wrong again. Cart underscore port, user underscore port. Yeah, my bad, man. So user underscore port here and the cart underscore port here. Okay, one more change. You can use restart also, but somehow this takes a little longer time. Just to make it faster, I kill it forcefully. Yeah. So it's done, its order is generated. You go there and you see that. These are the changes which were necessarily to run our application. We made those particular changes and the images are happening in the backend. Okay. So if those images are done, if it is not really did, then cancel this. Better. Also cancel this. Let the latest one make the AMI. Okay. So AMIs anyhow will take time. So this is what I mean. At least tomorrow, by the time we come and by the time we run it, then what is the one we are expecting here is we have the whole application up and running. Okay, so then once you have the application, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first thing what I'm going to do is I am going to make some changes to one of the application, and I wanted to have those particular changes applied to the environment. Okay, so or like let's say let me go in this planner first. So I will just try to put some load onto my application. There is a load runner available. So we'll put some load into the application and we'll check that how it is behaving. We'll check how it is behaving. So based on the behavior, okay, so we'll run the application. So basically, and kind of we'll put some load kind of thing. Then yeah, then we'll see how it is behaving. Or even before to that, let's put even before to that, let's start monitoring this environment. Okay, so I cannot go to each and every server every time. I cannot put some shell and I can do that. So I want to start with monitoring. Okay, so I will start with monitoring. So how do I monitor my server? Okay, how do I monitor my application running inside the server? So these are the two things which is really important for me. Okay, then the next thing is performance. How the machine is performing, that's the next thing. First, the very important thing is I am running some shipping service inside this, whether the service is up and running or whether the server is up and running. These two factors are really important for me. Okay, so how do we start with them? Okay, for each and every component, how do you put the monitoring? All right, so that we will try to take a look. First thing, so tomorrow probably we'll start with monitoring part. Okay, so which is the Prometheus. Okay, so that's where yeah, we will see it. So if tomorrow I'm talking about Prometheus, so there is no point of putting a scheduling. So I will just go to the schedule and I will just time being I'll disable it. I'll enable it back again. So once we talk about the monitor, we will implement that particular monitoring into our system. through Ansible, we'll make the AMIs once again available, and then we'll go and try to start monitoring each and every component. So that's the scope for from tomorrow. Okay, so today at least we have set our application and we have made those particular changes. So the next time when it runs as expected. Okay, or else just to test it out at least tomorrow whether it is really working or not. So we will just try this much. Okay, so 7 o'clock tomorrow we are actually going to this pipeline automatically runs, and we'll see today it makes all the AMIs. Once after it make all those particular AMIs, so we'll see okay how it get applied basically. Okay, tomorrow, and that's the scope for today. I think we're done, so we cannot start any more today. So tomorrow we're going to start the Prometheus monitoring. We'll understand how monitoring system is working. Then we'll embed that particular monitoring through automation of through Ansible into our servers. Okay, then it will automatically kind of give the reports, how automatically you grab the reports. So that's also quite important thing that we'll see one by one. It take a couple of days to complete the Prometheus, and then we'll implement onto our project. Okay, so step by step we'll see. I think that's all from my side for today. Yeah, any questions? Any questions? Okay, all right, so probably we can continue in tomorrow's session, and we will continue with monitoring, and I will embed the monitoring part. Okay, thank you, see you tomorrow, bye, good day, good night.